welcome to DAI. So first thing we need to do is we need to level up any of our other people here. What do we got here for you, Dorian? Alright, black hole. Cool. Knockout powder. Okay. Vivian. Okay. Oh. Knockout powder. Oh, you already have it. Okay. There wasn't any. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna skip Liliana for now, because we just got done talking to her.
You have remarkably little here on early to winter history. All these gifts to the Inquisition, and the best they can do is the Malefica Imperio. Trite propaganda. But if you want 20 volumes on whether Divine Galatea took a shit on Sunday, this is evidently the place to find it.
If I knew what you were looking for, I could help you.
Ha! You? I rather doubt that. I apologize. That was unworthy.
You think?
Did I see something by Genitivi here? I could have sworn.
What is this about, Dorian?
When everyone returned, they told us about your tumble into the abyssal rift. You went into the Fade. Physically went in. Are you... all right?
I learned a surprising amount. What happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, for one.
Regained your memories. That's good, then.
I think so.
You do realize this feat hasn't been performed in over 1,000 years. Corypheus and his contemporaries entered the Fade and began the Blights. In comparison.
You're right. I was fortunate.
Indeed. Although there is cause for concern. If you can walk in the Fade, others will try to follow. Who knows what secrets Corypheus has revealed? Not all of them will be as lucky as you. What they could unleash. My advice? Keep this quiet. Let them speculate. Too many will see this as a challenge.
He's not wrong. I mean, people will use it to try to enter the Fade and awaken up more things than what they already are trying to do.
That's a good idea.
There are enough idiots in the world who think if they just use enough blood magic, their problems will vanish. It's exactly the sort of thing I want to stop back home. This I don't need.
I
What I
love
do
Dorian.
need is a copy of the Liberalum. I'll wager I can find Corypheus's real name. If I can prove he was a grasping ankle-biter with no family to speak of, the luster would come right off. Wish me luck.
Good luck, Dorian. And we're gonna help you, it looks like. So, we'll do everything in our power to help you.
I cannot believe the Grey Wardens could even conceive of such a plan. To seek out these old gods deliberately, in some bizarre attempt to preempt the Blight.
I know. I'm glad we could end this madness before it started.
Thank you. I've been on my own for so long. It's difficult to get used to having the support of others. Those fools and duty. Responsibility is not expertise. Action is not inherently superior to inaction. Forgive me. The entire idea is unnerving.
Knowing the history now that we do, it understands why he doesn't want the old gods to be confronted. You know, release a little bit of that blight and it destroys basically everything. And his murals are so pretty. It kind of gives you a light of where, either what's going on or what was in the past for Solus. Is this outside gardens or balcony? Balcony. Okay. So let's
Now,
Eric.
I knew Stroud, you know, not well. He led the Wardens near Kirkwall. Not many people knew who he was, but the man was a hero when it mattered. He wasn't the first good man to fall to Corypheus. He won't be the last.
No.
This story's no good for heroes.
you must be glad that Hawk made it back in one piece.
Yeah, closest thing I've ever seen to a miracle there. Hawk asked me to tell everyone back in Kirkwall where she's going. Baker's breath, Isabella's going to be furious. I'd better write some letters. Excuse me.
All right. Let's see here.
I asked.
Let's see if the witch has anything to say.
They're real, and they died. The Maker doesn't die.
You walked physically through the Fade. Please tell me what you remember.
I had visions. Echoes of what happened to me the first time. The Divine was there, or something like her.
Manifestations of your own mind, perhaps? Or external memories awakened by your presence? I suppose there's no way to tell. No one else has physically entered the Fade since the Magisters assaulted the Golden City. Oh, I'm positively envious right now.
Okay. Gonna go up here. I'm gonna sell some stuff here. As soon as it will really load up. Thank you. Lord. Alright, let's see.
If all
224, 224, 210, 224, 224. Demons. Yeah, I know. It'll consume. Okay. Back at close. $351. Yes. Confirm it. Yes. Back. Okay, you have one on. Blackwell, do you have one on? You do not. We will fix that. Firm changes. Yes. Okay. Oh. Staff only. Gotcha. Sorry, Varric. I was gonna equip you, but you have one on. Don't care about Vivian right now, but you can have it. Oops. Too far. Here you go, Dorian. Alright. Hmm. Magic. Is that green? It's a little green. Which one was it? Okay. I'll go with this for now. I like changing colors. I can't help myself. Even if, sometimes they're lower in armor, if I think it's pretty together, it's going to happen.
Writing does not come naturally to me, as I'm certain you can imagine.
Trying to outdo Varric's next literary masterpiece?
I haven't his talent for blather. As if written by a dim-witted child.
Oh, Cassandra.
Historians will one day ask what happened at Adamant Fortress, in the Fade. I wasn't there, but others were. Their accounts must be recorded.
That's an excellent idea, Cassandra.
I certainly thought so, until I started writing. I still don't know what to say about the spirit of the divine. The Chantry teaches us that the souls of the dead pass through the Fade, so it could have been her. Yet even so...
Do you really think it might have been her? A ghost?
A ghost. A remnant of her hopes and memories. Her lingering will to do good. Those things are all possible. Nobody knows for certain what happens after we die. A spirit could have assumed her form, but why? It helped you, as Justinia herself would have.
I believe it was the Divine. She helped us one last time.
I hope that's true. I want to believe it. When they told me you were physically in the Fade, I was terrified for you. The last time such a thing happened, we created Darkspawn. We created Corypheus. The world needs to know the truth this time. No more legends lost to the ages.
Oh, come on. There we go. Ah, computer.
Commander Cullen did good work at Adamant. Breached those walls like he'd done it a dozen times. Nice job with the demons, by the way.
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the Chargers?
You sealed the main rift at Adamant, but the fortress is still a mess. Demons, Darkspawn, making knows what. I could take Rocky out there with some of the boys. They know how to bring down walls. We can't close rifts, but we can bury the bastards under a ton of rubble.
Good idea.
We'll talk later.
Alright. Alright there, Ironfall.
Again. Again. Come on! This is why the Qun doesn't like women fighting. I should have asked Cullen. Good one.
Perhaps you can take over.
Did you see the glitch? Cassandra was there, and Cassandra was behind.
Kunai
Ironfall.
training exercise to master your fear. Been a while since I needed it, but that nightmare demon was... big.
Can you explain why I'm supposed to hit you with this stick?
Probably, if I try. It'd involve a lot of Kunari words, though. Just hit me with the stick, all right? I need to get over this demon crap.
All right.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Damn demon. Who's stuck in the fade, huh?
That nightmare wanted to tear you in half.
Not a chance. Piece of fade, piece of crap. And who killed you? That's right. Iron fucking Bull! I needed that. Thanks, boss.
Anytime.
Alright, Ironfall. Now that you got your pleasure out.
Give it to her now.
Not yet. It's not enough.
You know it is. You're just chicken.
If I didn't love you...
Shut it, you fool.
Inquisitor, we have something for you. We've been saving and, well, this is yours.
It's payback for all you invested, plus extra. You know, investment and such.
We just wanted to say thanks. We never would have been anything without you.
That looks like pay well earned. It isn't mine to take.
You hear that? That's what inspired me. That right there.
Don't cry again, fool. Inquisitor, you see us in the tavern? We're buying.
If that's your will, your worship.
Inquisitor.
Heard what went on in that Fade thing. What you think went on. Can't even start to believe that business.
I think a lot of people are having trouble with what went on there.
People going on about visions and piss when real people are gone. Dead, probably. Stroud, yeah? Lost a serious moustache there. And in trade, a busted down bunch of wardens. And they're always weird. Usually, bad stuff happens first, so you're glad when the hero shows up. But wardens are the wrong way round. They're the good thing that means a bad thing is about to happen. Like in Denerim, when the Blight ended.
A lot happened in Denerim. What did you see?
People talked a lot about this one warden. There was a big fight and they died, or, I don't know, maybe they didn't.
The hero of Ferelden. You forget the hero of Ferelden.
That was ages ago. 10 years. I was playing with small painted boxes and burying stuff I stole. I remember more people cringing about magic than Blight. Wardens were an excuse for your stuff to go missing. Blackwall's nice, though. Different from the adamant ones. Need more like him.
Small painted box and origins. That always gets me.
What do you mean?
No. But you like demons. I enjoy the company of spirits, yes, which is part of why I do not abuse them with bindings.
It isn't abuse, if I ask.
Not always true. Also, I do not practice blood magic, which renders this entire conversation academic.
He won't bind me. He's a mage and he likes demons, but he won't help.
Why would you want Solus to bind you?
So I'm safe. If Solus won't do the ritual to bind me, someone else could. Will. Like the Warden mages. And then I'm not me anymore. Walls around what I want. Blocking, bleeding, making me a monster.
A mage using blood magic could conceivably do that to any one of us, human or demon.
You should ask Solus to bind you too. And then someone can bind him.
There has to be some middle ground between do nothing and bind Cole with blood magic.
Indeed. I recall stories of amulets used by Raveni seers to protect spirits they summoned from rival mages. A spirit, wearing an amulet of the Unbound, was immune to blood magic and binding. It should protect Cole as well. The resources of the Inquisition could be used to find such a talisman.
Good. They will not take me.
Inquisitor, if you're looking for the commander, he's gone to speak with Seeker Pentagast.
Uh-oh, wrong way.
Is there anything you need?
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Oh. Follow. Come on.
You asked for my opinion, and I've given it. Why would you expect it to change?
I expect you to keep your word. It's relentless. I can't...
You give yourself too little credit.
If I'm unable to fulfill what vows I kept, then nothing good has come of this. Would you rather save face than admit... We will speak of this later.
And people say I'm stubborn. This is ridiculous. Cullen told you that he's no longer taking lyrium.
Yes, he trusted your judgment on the matter.
He was not interested in my judgment today. Cullen has asked that I recommend a replacement for him. I refused. It's not necessary. Besides, it would destroy him. He's come so far.
Why didn't he come to me?
We had an agreement long before you joined us. As a Seeker, I could evaluate the dangers.
Is there anything we can do to change his mind?
If anyone could, it's you. Mages have made their suffering known, but Templars never have. They are bound to the Order, mind and soul, with someone always holding their lyrium leash. Cullen has a chance to break that leash, to prove to himself, and anyone who would follow suit, that it's possible. He can do this. I knew that when we met in Kirkwall. Talk to him. Decide if now is the time.
Maker's breath. I didn't hear you enter. Forgive me.
Cullen, if you need to talk.
You don't have... I never meant for this to interfere.
I believe you.
But whatever good it does, promises me nothing if I cannot keep them. You asked what happened to Ferelden's Circle. It was taken over by abominations. The Templars, my friends, were slaughtered. I was tortured. They tried to break my mind, and I... How can you be the same person after that? Still, I wanted to serve. They sent me to Kirkwall. I trusted my Knight Commander, and for what? A fear of mages ended in madness. Kirkwall Circle fell. Innocent people died in the streets. Can't you see why I want nothing to do with that life?
Of course I can.
Don't. You should be questioning what I've done. I thought this would be better. That I would regain some control over my life, but these thoughts won't leave me. How many lives depend on our success? I swore myself to this cause. I will not give less to the Inquisition than I did to Chantry. I should be taking it. I should be taking it.
You give enough, Cullen. I'm not asking you for more. The Inquisition can be your chance to start over, if you want it to be.
I don't know if that's possible.
It is.
All right.
Someone I knew once described Adamant to me. Adamant is, and always will be, the Order, he said. A guardian on the edge of the abyss. The lone soul that stares into oblivion and doesn't waver. That's what Warden Commander Clarel tried to be. Well, they all tried to be. None of the Wardens we saw wavered. They gave their lives willingly. They died for us. And Corypheus twisted their sacrifice to make it his own.
We stopped him. We saved most of the Wardens.
But not all of them. And they died thinking they were doing something good. There's no one to blame but Corypheus. Even Clarel's intentions were righteous. Her desire to protect was so great it led her astray. It's not right. To want to do good, to be good, and have that turned against you.
Don't think of what went wrong. Think of their intentions, their sacrifice. Honor their selflessness.
Clarel made mistakes, but she was a great woman. And she died a great woman. It's not the armor or the trappings of the Order. It's not the joining. At the heart of it, all a Warden is a promise. to protect others, even at the cost of your own life.
Okay. Collect my stuff. Oh, don't freeze now. There were some things that I needed. I know I can't remember what I needed. I believe it was one of these. Huh? Ooh, come on. Deep mushroom. Oh, that's right. We can't do our own death root, can we? Oh my goodness, computer, why are you freezing? Get over yourself.
Adamant's influence continues, your worship. I submit Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium, who remains loyal to Corypheus. We found him alive, offering extreme resistance, likely because the Order will ask for his head. In more colorful terms. To say nothing of justice you might personally require for what was suffered in the Fade.
I'm struggling to understand how judging you can make up for anything that happened.
I recognize none of this proceeding. You have no authority to judge me.
On the contrary, many officials have communicated that they will defer to the Inquisitor on this matter.
Because they fear. Not just Corypheus, but Tevinter, rightful ruler of every piece of ground you trod in your pathetic life. I serve the living God. Bring down your blades and free me from the physical. Glory awaits me.
I always wanted to kill him, and I have, but he wants to be killed. This line right here. Bring down your blade and free me from the physical. It's not really something that I really want to do. In jail and losing the key doesn't win you any wars, but if you give them to the wardens...
Although willing, there is a group you have wronged more than any. Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium. The Wardens can have you. Let them take your head if they want it.
Their petty justice or yours, it matters not. Truth lies in the next world.
And there should be another judgment here, too. As soon as my computer wants to load it. Excuse me, guys. I am supremely tired today. Kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Another of the lingering pains of adamant, your worship. Sir Ruth is a senior warden of the Order. She was one of the many who slit the throat of another to bind a demon. She does not contest this. In fact, she surrendered to us. She requests no mercy. She wants the public justice of the headman's axe.
You're very serious about this. Is more death the answer?
There is no excuse for my actions. I murdered another of the Order. That blood marks me more than the Blight ever could.
Accepting their actions while thralls of Corypheus, many treaties allow wardens any extreme if it opposes the Blight.
I can't do it. I can't use the greater good to justify my crimes, as if it would create a future I could be a part of. It is wrong that this broke me. I've done worse with full sanction. I can do nothing except be an example of the cost.
You feel your life is over? There's a place for such wardens. Sir Ruth, you'll go to the deep roads. Your death may be as quick as you choose.
This sends no message. This is just an end.
The best outcome for her.
We've an interesting development, Inquisitor. A petition from citizens of Val Royal. They wish to know what Andraste said to you in the Fade.
They think she spoke to me.
Even Leliana can't trace the rumor's origin. It may be expedient to respond to those asking for Andraste's words.
It's not Andraste who saved me.
Few people outside Skyhold know it was Divine Justinia who delivered you from the Fade. You could attempt to tell Val Royal citizens the truth, though it may not be as inspiring as they hope.
Tell these petitioners Andraste said she cares for us, always, as she walks by the Maker's side.
A fine sentiment. We will have it proclaimed in Val Royal.
So as a Danish elf, she don't really care, but like Josephine said, they ain't gonna care if it's Josephina anyway. They're gonna believe whatever they want, and if it gets more support, we're going to encourage that. And I hate encouraging narrow-minded, but for the outcome, it would, serve us better. Investigate Lord Enzo of
Any
Antiba.
news on why Corypheus is sending people to explore elven ruins of all things?
No, I suspect he keeps the reason secret, even from his inner circle.
Okay. Investigate Lord Enzo of Antiba. From a report, Antiba delivered to Liliana. The Venatori are smuggling red lyrium into Antiba, but thus far they have invaded our grasp. We believe Lord Enzo of Reto is assisting them. Enzo is clever, well-liked, and he has relations among the Antiban royalty. If we approach them without proof, he will bury his tracks and turn his allies against us. We must handle this carefully, Mason. Lord Enzo attended the theater on the same night each week. His home is empty, save a few servants during that time. My agents could pay a visit.
Any Venatori activity?
If my agents find anything, you will be the first to know.
I have a cousin in Reto. If she threw a story and invited Lord Enzo, his house would be clear for Liliana's agents. Sister Liliana, our agent entered the Lord Enzo's home, where they discovered several pieces of correspondence connecting Enzo to the Venatori. Worse, it seems Enzo did more than buy into their philosophy. He has been arranging to send volunteers to Red Lyria mines. As they took these people from Radato's poorer, more unfortunate residents, few noticed the disappearance. Our agents were prepared to confront Enzo with the evidence, but he failed to return. We have since learned that he hired a ship to Hircidia in the Free Marches. It seems unlikely that Enzo knew of our presence, but something spooked him. Mason. Liliana has written a note below. Have our agents track Lord Enzo into the Free Marches. His work for the Venatori must not continue. Let us pray the trail does not run cold, Liliana. A letter delivered to Skyhold. Its sender claims to be a member of the Antivan Crows, an infamous guild of assassins. We've encountered your agent in Hircina. It seems that the Inquisition and the Crows share a target. Our employee bears no love for Lord Enzo due to, well, let's just say it's a personal matter. Of course, I imagine your motivations have more to do with the man's Tevinter friends. You know the Venatori, we know Enzo. Why compete for the man? Let us your knowledge and the job will be done far more quickly. Your imminent and enemy, our employer, removes a political rival, and we get paid. A happy ending for all involved. Gitta. Cooperating with the Crows works to our advantage. They have more knowledge of Enzo, and we gain contacts should we need their assistance in the future. The Crows are an unfortunate reality of Antivan politics. They will pursue the contracts regardless. We may as well know where they are. Do we really want to get tangled up with the Crows? Our people can handle this. Liliana.
Let's see what we have.
With your knowledge of the Venatori and the Crows' intelligence on Enzo, I tracked down a storehouse just outside the city. I hope you didn't want us to leave any of the Venatori alive. Sadly, Lord Enzo was not present, but he may count his life in days. To show that we respect our current arrangement, an interesting trinket from our raid on the Venatori. Gita. My dear Liliana, your Inquisition is working with the Crows. I ask only because I have removed one of the assassins from your employ. If I'd known the man was yours, I would have at least let him finish the contract. No matter, allow me to make it up to you. You know I would do a much better job than the Crows, and I am far more pleasing to work with, no? As a favor to a friend, I'll charge only a fraction of the price. Zevran. Zevran be a useful ally. We can funnel resources to him while normally maintaining our alliances with the Crows. Another assassin wishes to help after killing one of our other assassins. We already stuck with the Crows. Why make this more complicated? Because it's Zevran.
Inquisitor.
A missing assassin. We will provide Zevran with the resource he needs, without telling the Crows, of course. Lord Enzo is proving exclusive. More eyes in Hircina cannot hurt Liliana. Word from Zevran. A message sent to Skyhill. I have tracked down the location of Lord Enzo and rather more Venatori than I expecting. Shall we say goodbye to our troublesome friends? Zevran is talented but also outnumbered. My agents can create a distraction. He can eliminate Enzo and the Venatori in the confusion. Involving ourselves in the assassination of Antiva's nobles is dangerous. All is allowing someone to steal the crow's target. If you trust Severin to complete the task, let us part ways now. No, Josie. We take no chances when attacking Venatori's stronghold. We just send our soldiers to assist. No. Too much. When I heard your engines would provide a distraction, I did not expect such a roaring fire. In the confusion, the running about in circles, it was all very lively. Of course, Lord Enzo and his Venator were decidedly less lively at the end of it. Zevran. Glad to be a help. Ambassador Maltit, it has been my pleasure to meet Duke Anton of the Wycombe and pay my respects on behalf of the Inquisition. The Duke is most friendly man indeed. I dare say he thinks the best of everyone and has advisors from as far away as Deventer. Duke Anton assures me that he wishes the Inquisition well and will offer us military support as soon as the city has recovered from a strange disease that has spread through the most of the human population, though the elves and the alienage are thus far unaffected. This illness may explain why bandits were able to operate so closely to Wycombe with impunity. All the nobles and the most of the soldiers have been weakened. Any concerns I have raised, he says, can wait until then. The Duke's Deventer advisor has indicated an eagerness to make my acquaintance, and it is becoming increasingly difficult to resist such a tempting offer. Yours in haste, Lady Gonero Valent. This is no longer a matter of diplomacy. Josephine's diplomat believes that Deventer advisor is Venatori. We must eliminate him. Though I fear her for her safety, Leonard is a brilliant negotiator. If anything can find a peaceful solution, it is her.
Inquisitor.
Nightingale, the Deventer advisor has been eliminated. Documents on his person prove that he was indeed Venatori and also shed some light on the mysterious illness plaguing the humans of Wycombe. The Venatori planted red lyrium in the wells from which the humans drank, evidently testing whether the entire city could be transformed into soldiers like the Red Templars. I took the liberty of destroying the red lyrium in the wells, as it was impossible to wait for an answer from you in Skyhold. This has ended in the direct threat, along with the death of Venatori advisor. However, tension remains high, and I suspect that the residents' withdrawal from the red lyrium will only excavate the situation. Jester. Excuse me. Restore order in Wycombe. Ambassador although matters in Wycombe seem better than before with the sudden departure of Duke Anton's Deventer advisor, I confess the nobles are now in quite a state. They are very passionate in their opinions and act like a drunkard, shaking in what of his spirits. I have heard talks of nobles putting their cares aside and indulging in some youthful sport. The location town folks are likely not up to such competition, and I fear that the presence of our Inquisition soldiers might lead to silliness on all sides. Where the Dalish outsider welcome invited to join in, perhaps by a clever jester, the match might be more sporty. Yours, Lady Governor. Josephine Diplomat warned against a larger force. Let me get the Dalish into the city, as she suggested. They can take the nobles by surprise. Dim makes it clear that the nobles have gone mad. They will kill the Inquisition clan unless we send forces to quell them. Nightingale, the city is safe, at least for the time being. Keeper Amersham entered the city with a contingent of Dalish elves and used magic to elevate the efforts of the lyrium draw for many of the city victims. Unfortunately, her action caused some of the more maddened nobles to attack. Duke Anton gave his life protecting Amersham from his own nobles, and most of the remaining nobles of Wycombe are either dead or have fled the city. For what it's worth, almost all the merchants and labradors in the city saw that the Dalish were attempting to help and band with them to fight against the madness that has taken their nobles. I have heard that some remaining nobles are spreading lies in the martyr cities, claiming that the Dalish attacked and poisoned the rulers. For now, however, the Dalish are seen as heroes in Wycombe. They remain in the city, uncertain of what to do next. Regardless of whether Cole is a demon or a spirit, he remains vulnerable to the Venatori binding magic. The amulet of the Unbound, used by Ravani seers, is said to protect spirits from such magic. However, finding such an amulet in this part of the world will be difficult. I know a wealthy Elysian noble who private collecting included jewelries from all over Thedas. I doubt he'd miss one piece. My Ravani contact says these elements are held dear, but protect spirits from the breach. They are willing to help us.
Inquisitor.
Ambassador. It is rare to hear that those in Olay treating spirits as anything other than beasts to kill, and rarer still for anyone to care enough for one to help them. I have given the amulet to your people freely in hopes that the Inquisition will continue this open-minded approach. We wish you luck in healing the sky, though whose rifts have damaged the fate even here in Ravane. Yours in peace, Lady Anna Marie of Darrison. Come on. Alright. Judgment. The death of good Sir Ruth. The disgraced Grey Warden Sir Ruth wishes to make good on your judgment, Inquisitor. She has asked for assistance in reaching one of the deeper ravines of the deep roads, so that her premature calling might serve a greater good. Laudable by any expeditions to the deep roads comes with considerable risk. An escort is simple. I could also arrange to note her exact path should you wish to recover her body for any. No. I suggest invitation over an escort. Our Dwarven contacts would welcome the chance to bolster their forces with. Yes. We have a report from a Dwarven runner that Warden Ruth was welcomed into a squad of Legion of the Dead. The group descended into the deep roads and did not return, as is the tradition with the Legion. All were celebrated before they left. We received a number of appreciation in Sir Ruth's names. Josephine. I kind of figured. Okay. Let's collect. Josie. You're going to be a little bit busy here.
At your service. Let us begin. Inquisitor.
Josie.
Inquisitor.
Josie. Let's head back for a moment for a save. Ethan Thomas, are you done with your cereal? Did you put the bowl away? And then let puppies out, please. Good job, Bubba. There's a lot to sit here and wait for. While we're doing that, good. Save. Take a drink here. Back to the worm. You be good now. Morgan, that's not being good. Stay on my kitchen, baby. Excuse me. A letter has arrived stamped with the seal of Redcliffe. As the Inquisition has assumed
Our soldiers
responsibility.
handled themselves well in Adamant.
We've come a long way since Haven. I fear there's still a ways to go, but we're prepared.
As the Inquisition has assumed responsibility for the Mage Rebellion, the Arlene of Redcliffe holds you accountable for the losses suffered by your people while providing hospitality to your mage allies. A freeholder in Ravensvere was burned to the ground when a mage inside lost control of his abilities. 2 farms outside Redcliffe Village has suffered crop loss and structural damage due to the frost spells. 5 people in Redcliffe Village were injured by lightning spells cast by panicked children. I trust this matter can be concluded without the involvement of the Crown. R.L. Tegan. I can arrange to pay reparations. It will require a loan, but we can manage it. We could spend.
What happened in Adamant is a shame. I'm still reeling over the army of demons. Imagine what would have happened if the Inquisitor hadn't arrived.
Okay, you guys. Shh, for a moment. We could send people to make repairs that might satisfy the Arl. Actually, let's take a Inquisitor, I'm pleased that we are able to work together for the betterment of the people of Redcliffe's Arling. May Andraste watch over you. Give him money. Ambassador, I apologize for any unpleasantness that might have arisen from my last correspondence with the Inquisition. My people have been under a tremendous strain for too long, even before the destruction of the Conclave, and it has taken its toll on all of Redcliffe's Arlings. But that is in the past. Today I write to offer an invitation to the Inquisition. The banner of Callan is part of my domain and now lies empty. Ban Ursa lost her life attending the conclave. Her own living relatives hold lands too far away to administer both. By Ferelden's custom, the lands are now the property of whomever claimed them through the skills of arms. A tournament will be held at Kana, with the victor taking the title as their prize. The Inquisition may send a champion to fight in the melee if you wish. Sincerely, R.L. Tegan. We cannot truly run a banner, but a well-chosen envoy could win us Ferelden allies. We could send a champion, and may not be wise to win, however. Ferelden holds grudges.
To work?
Commander, the Grand Melee went well enough. We did not win a banner, but Rennie placed high enough to attract the attention of half of the lords in Ferelden. Also, she received 9 offers of marriage and 6 job offers. We might need to give her a raise. Knight Captain Rennie. Hard in High Town, Trouble in the Skyhole. Copies of Hard in High Town and Hard in the High Town 3. The punching sits side by side on the table along with a note. Nightingale. Found several similarities to the events in Varric's book, but all are slightly off. Dan Ministers was not in his home and found murdered in a locked room was a comte, not a magistrate. Executors did not send a warning note directing to Donnan. Obviously, object of the plot is sort of Harrison, not a penny and dreadful author. Close look at the rip-off book shows numerous grammatical and spelling errors that seem random at first, but Cyphers believes might contain coded information. Killer and author are clearly linked. Either the murder investigation or the code might lead us to a target. Scrivener? Someone got in and out of Skyhold without being seen. The cipher in the book might lead us to them. We should follow up on the murder investigation. The book is just a work of fiction, Liliana. Nightingale, 2 points. 1. That book is abysmal, and the entire code-breaking department wants to ritually set it on fire. 2nd, the message is double encrypted. The message in the mistakes is in a merchant guild cipher. We have not yet broken the guild's code. Okay. An unsent letter from Varric waiting in the war room addressed to Dirkin Dace, Darum's Merchants Guild. Dirkin, I need a key to the Merchants Guild cipher from 1 month ago, and you still have payment left on the loan house Tetris gave you for your rescue missions to Amarok. So I think we can make a deal. I get the cipher and you get debt disappears like financial magic. And Nightingale, since I know you opened this and read it before I get it sent, don't bother to keep a copy. The guild changes their codes every month because dwarves are naturally paranoid. Varric. To send the letter to Denerom, get the cipher will help Liliana find the killer. Tetris, are you still skipping out on meetings? You have a copy of this already if you showed up once in a while. Not that I mind. I'm happy enough to trade you a worthless piece of parchment for 1,000-crown debt. Jerkin. A note has been to the bottom in another handwriting. Message sufficer. Translation follows. My name is Varric Tetris, and I am a Bronto-licking, backstabbing who steals customers. Jesus. Ruffles, Nightingale, and various agents named after Crumley jobs. Thanks for looking into the bullshit mess for me. Based on what you've told me, there's only one person I can think of who specifically uses Bronto liquor as an insult, and also can't write worth a damn. Worthy, an acquaintance of mine from Kirkwell, although why he'd do all this, I have no idea. You all ate your drinks. Varric. We should capture Worthy ourselves and question him about how he infiltrates Skyhold. We should get the information to Kirkwell's guard. They'll want to arrest Worthy.
Let's see what we have.
Nightingale. We removed the dwarf from his home in Hightown. He had another manuscript in progress which burned, dosed in acid, and threw into the sea. Apparently he has beef with Varric for setting up the champion of Kirkwell with another rune crafter. He rants about better beards and troubadours, and then declared himself the greatest writer in Thedas, at which point Fletcher laughed so hard she started choking. The dwarf is a menace. And he claims he didn't send a note to Skyhold. Copper. If you remember Worthy is the champion's rune maker that we met in Act 1.
Let us begin. Inquisitor.
Alright, protect Valgrimmar from the Darkspawn. Your worship, my town of Valgrimmar has been besieged by Darkspawn. I cannot fathom where the lonesome beasts have come from, but I beg the Inquisition for assistance. My own humble forces have already been dispatched to help in your own noble efforts, leaving my people ill-equipped against these savage hosts. Word of your redemption of the Grey Wardens has already spread far. Please, if you could spare them, Valgrima's lives or dies by your word. Yours, Marquise Epifoce Buffoon? I don't know. It is odd to see a town threatened by Darkspawn. I suggest investigation before committing forces. The Grey Wardens are in the best in the world against Darkspawn. This is rather their chance to shine. Yes,
all right.
I agree. Protect Valgrimmar from Darkspawn. Inquisitor, the Grey Wardens fought bravely and with great skill. The town of Vermor was saved, and the Wardens themselves took a few casualties. They await further command. Commander Cullen. Alright. Inquisitor. The Darkspawn at Valgrimmar have been slain, but it remains unclear what brought these creatures to the surface. There is no obvious signs, and I'm concerned that they might still possess a danger. Marquise Buffoon has made it clear her wishes that we now depart, which leaves me even more suspicious as most would welcome further help in these dangerous times. The Grey Wardens have volunteered to assist with investigation of this mystery in whatever capability Inquisition deems most fitting. We wait your orders. Yours, Lieutenant Susan Kuchisek? Goodness. The blight is many things, but it is not subtle. My scouts can easily track the corruption to its source. Someone may have been mining the area and freed the Darkspawn that way. Let me examine the finance of nobles. Let the wardens spread out and scope the area. They'll find where the... let's do the scouts. Inquisitor. Sister Liliana's advice was excellent. Her scouts located a mining operation Marquis Buffoon has started in secret, which must have freed the Darkspawn from beneath the earth. When discovered, the Marquis sent mercenaries to attack, but the Grey Worms were well prepared and easily cut down all resistance. Marquis has fled into the Gummo Peaks. The Grey Worms remain in high spirits. They seem proud of this opportunity to redeem their name in good faith, and losses so far have been light. It is an honor to fight beside them. Yours, Lieutenant Susan. Alliances. Getting things moving. Many of the nobility of Elysian capital have settled their secondary differences and are rallying behind two families. The Braziers and Old Money, well respected but viewed as traditional and stubborn. The Telebits rose with a popular merchant consortium and are considered new money and progressive. While the intent of both families was to rival us politically, if we declare for one of them, we may manipulate events in our favor. Lord Perian Desir, has not asked for our alliance, but may respect our rising might. Lady Vessa of Tembut speaks for her investors and is interested in forward-thinking alliances. I can draw a number of agreements that tie us too little beyond ceremony that will gain the initial interest of the troops. Certainly have the force. That is a simple demonstration to make. I'm not a big fan of tradition unless it works. And obviously, Elysian values their tradition. However, I think Olay needs a little bit more of a progressive consideration. And I don't think it really matters which way I go. Okay, Colin, this is yours.
All right.
While I do not trust them, we have at least gained the entrance of the destroyer. Their intentions declaration against us seem to have fallen by the wayside as more traditional deciders of power have come into play, Colin. Lord Jesus is asking for additional assurance and partnership as he drives his family through the mire of allegiance in the capital. Some houses have switched sides, others seceded holdings entirely to avoid the shame of officially losing all standings. More and more, they are concerned with the station and alliance over whatever objections they state about the Inquisition, give him something indirect so that he knows of our support. But the others do not consider us so directly tied. We gain Lord just by demonstrating our strength. I'm sure he would appreciate the prestige of our soldiers. Very well, we can commit more in a way of agreements for future conflicts, although I will not compromise Inquisition sovereignty. There we go. The Dissident are becoming a clear favorite in the war of station that is ongoing between the noble houses. The Montclairs have all but ceased to exist socially, and many are scrambling for traditional alliances. Lady Esriku, something like that, has emerged as a strong voice at court and is suggesting several arranged marriages to solidify ties, and presumably the standings of her house as arbiter and matchmaker. There is a contender to rival the Desir. Lady Reclus sent the following letter. The tablets are an upstart threat as the daughter of Lady Vesotr is set on marrying into the Landry family. Claims that the pairing is not strategic are, of course, laughable. The Landry should be neutralized in some fashion for the brokering of the more profitable pairing. It's a simple matter to materialize the Landry's name among our political allies. If the marriage is a strategic, it will very well quickly be all but worthless in the greater game of status. The game to oppose us now depends on our involvement. Demand that the leaders exclusive from court or we withdraw all involvement. Are they prepared to truly fight among themselves? Let's do justice.
Let us begin.
We receive word from Lady Emma, who presumes more and more to speak for the Jesuits. She is also quick to use us and we. Josephine. Lady Richard's letters following. The leaders are marginalized, although still active. A gracious act, but we will have to be more aggressive in the future. We are to encourage Lady Bathilda to pair her daughter wisely. A proper matching can solidify a great deal of power. In your gracious service, Lady. Oh, I have to itch. One more. My headphones was calling me to itch my ear. The College of Magi. A situation is unfolding in Nevada City of the Cumberland. Location of the College of Magi, which until the outbreak of Mage Rebellion was the political heart of the Circle of Magi. Now mostly abandoned, it has been the home to a number of Mage refugees. This has drawn the ire of the local citizens, and mobs are threatening to assault the college and burn it to the ground. With Duke Sunland Axis doing nothing to stop them, Inquisition agents suspect that the Venatori agents are behind the mobs, looking to recover artifacts from the college once its magical defenses are breached. We send agents to evacuate the college. They can be brought to Skyhold along with their artifacts. Send in the force to occupy the college. We can protect the innocents and recover anything useful. Use Duke Sander. He must be convinced to. Alright. In the presence of Inquisition forces in the College of Magi provoked an angry response from Duke Sander. I have told this led to a standoff where the Duke's forces threatened to attack, and it was our agents at the college who talked the man down. Crumman displayed a level-headed and sound judgment, both things I would normally never ascribe to Dwarven warrior. The mobs have backed off, and Crumman sent to us the artifacts he believed the Venatori may have been after. My friends, I did enjoy our little adventure, and I hate to be a bother, but I believe you owe me a favor. After all, Lord Enzo is quite dead. As you may recall, the Crows and I are not on the best of terms. They were not pleased that I stole their target out from under them. It means they don't get paid. They could have taken credit for my work, but I already written to their employer. I earned the prize after all. The Crows would likely to speak to me, as you can imagine. They sent more than their numbers to Hysteria. It's time I left the free marches, Sovereign. My agents could plant false leads for the Crows. Hysteria ambassador is planning a trip to Denham. I could arrange for Sovereign to be at her party. Sovereign was helpful. We could send soldiers to sweep Center for any of remaining Venatori. Left with our men, it may go unnoticed. Liliana, it's been a pleasure. Sovereign. Alright, according to Dorian, it might be possible to discover who Corypheus once was. Knowing he was human could make him less attracted to Devinter zealots, who think of him as a god. Acquiring this information, however, is more difficult than one might suppose. Such ancient information could be found in the Magisterium Library in Manrathus, but the Grand Archives has so far replied to our messages with a polite misdirection. Dorian says he is the king of this particular castle, and he knows it. He might be blocking our efforts out of the alliance to Corypheus, or simply because he can. Let's see, go around him. I could send agents to infiltrate the archives and find whatever we need. Bribe the man with gifts and favors. This is normally for Devinter. And what he expects. Men like this respond to one thing: threats. He knows Mara doesn't want to be your enemy now. Liliana. Our agents, a mage named Cindy, returned from Noretta successful in her task. She possessed as a magister's assistant, bluffing her way into the Magisterium Library to obscenely perform research, and managed to acquire not only the Lyrium, but also a number of other mystical tombs, all without leaving any evidence that traces back to the Inquisition. It may take some time for Dorian to go through the delirium, but he is optimistic that something within will prove of use. Okay, let's head out for one moment. I want to save again here. I'll let everything load up. Lots of approval from Varric. Need a cough drop while this is loaded. If I can find the damn stuff. There it is. I'm ready to get rid of this cold, guys. It has been nothing but pain in my tushy. Very good. Okay. Back in we go. Alright. Dwarven slaves in Venatori hands. A report from one of Cullen's forward scouts. Sightings in the north of Red Templars
Is
with
Knight Captain Ryland satisfied with his post?
It's not an easy assignment, but if anyone can handle the approach, it's him.
Sightings in the north of the Red Templars with armor and weapons adorned with dwarven runes. There are no known entrances to the deep roads in that area, and no misses from Orzammar about missing traders. But they keep next to non-existent records of surface dwarves. The Venatori may be making use of the dwarven slaves, possibly from Deventer. Not their usual preference, but also not the first unusual thing they have done. Recommended further investigation in the forest. Let's see. Send a select group to observe. We don't want to alarm the
area. We can send in smaller groups to offer relief.
I agree. Are you well?
A headache, nothing more.
That's good, Cullen. We don't want to alarm the Venatori. We know they are all too willing to sacrifice their captives. If there's a hint of Venatori enclave, especially one supplying weapons, we need to crush it. The local land hoarders will get our scouts access, but will likely require additional initiative to risk their forces against Venatori. A report has arrived from the site of the suspected Venatori enclave. It is non-essential giving exempt historical records. Located Venatori enclave. Fires on approach. Assume they torched their camp while retreating. Not the case. Camp already destroyed. Venatori dead. Dwarven tools found, but no dwarves. Alive or dead. One steep stalker corpse found. Signs of blight corrupted. Best guess, Venatori surprised by forces emerging from the camp well. Assume they left the same way. Well collapsed, no passage possible. Enclave scored for resource for the return to Skyhole. On our return to the Inquisition camp, message found next to a newly opened sinkhole. We always come for our own. What about you, Inquisition? Menace Workin Kasharak. An offer of help on their terms. A letter on the dark volume with obviously dwarven markings. A hole in the surface's precious sky, not our concern, but the things that did it. If the Magister's shit really brought the Blight and the Darkspawn, we are no friends of that. Follow these instructions and you'll catch your enemy sleeping. Tell your soldiers not to leave the main tunnel. That's your only warning. Ventus. They hold their secrets dear, do as they say, no more, no less. They can have their secrets, but we don't know the threat on the other side of their passage. I send double that to even a no. Potential relations with another dwarven tag would be far more beneficial than a mining strike at the Venatori. At least send ambassadors with our soldiers. No. Our soldiers reported that they passed through the tunnels without incident and surprised a seizable Venatori encampment. After the battle, they had to find a different route back because the tunnel had been collapsed. They found this letter, Liliana. A letter on a dark volume with obvious dwarven markings. You follow instructions well. Respect of our territory is the first step. We shall see. Ventus. Inquisitor. Per my earlier recommendation, I'd like permission to send some of the charges to Animate Fortress. The Inquisition already destroyed most of it. My troops can tear down enough of the rest of that it doesn't turn into a stronghold for demons or Venatori or whatever else is out here causing us trouble. I took all our forces to break down and I'm happy to spare some men to ensure the safety of the chargers. Many Olesian nobles would love the reputation of having aided in the destruction of Endor. The chargers were able to tear down what was left of the Animate Fortress. The demons could have been a problem, but the support forces Commander Cullen dispatched kept them off the backs quite nicely. With extra time in the Inquisition forces gave us, we were able to salvage a few interesting items from the wreckage of Animate, including an old map of the surrounding area with Grey Warden supply caches marked. Hopefully it comes in handy. Lieutenant. Inquisitor. Per information gleaned from the wreckage of Adamant Fortress, the Inquisition was learned of a cache of Grey Warden supplies hidden not far away. They placed such supplies to aid those fighting larger numbers of Darkspawn without reinforcements. The Inquisition could make good use of them. Commander Cullen. A small team could be in and out of the area with no one the wiser. This area is dangerous. We'll need a heavy armed force to reach the supply cache.
Inquisitor.
The Grey Warden supplies gave us some excellent equipment, useful to any military forces. It also includes several rare designs not seen for hundreds of years. They should serve us well in the fight to come. Commander Cullen. Okay. Inquisitor. With her treachery revealed, the Marquis of Floco Buffon has fled into the mountains. Our initial efforts to pursue her has been hampered by both the terrain and the presence of a demon in the area. While we had difficulty making headway, our Grey Wardens have offered to assist. They seem to be the only force in the area capable of doing so. Regardless, I believe it's worth pursuing the Marquis if we have the means to do so. The Marquis may have enemies among the nobles in the area. Some of them may have information on a safe passage through the mountains. Our concern is the Marquis, not the demons. My people can find a way to her. The Grey Warrens will do better against demons than the normal Inquisition soldiers. Let them fight through the mountains. No.
Let's see what we have.
Inquisitor. Sister Liliana's scouts were able to find a path for the Grey Warrens through the mountains. The Warrens were able to avoid most of the demons and save most of their strength. As a result, we have located the Marquis secret stronghold kept in the Gromwell Peaks. The Grey Warrens remain in high spirits. They seem proud of this opportunity to redeem their name in good faith, and the losses so far have been light. It is an honor to fight beside them. Yours, Lieutenant Susan. Inquisitor, we have the Marquess, trapped in her fortress in the Gromwell Peak and are prepared to make a final assault. While we might earlier have ignored her transgression in the light of the greater threat to the world, it is good that we did not. The Marquess' crimes go well beyond smuggling or illegal mining, and she has an ally in Lady Jeanette Lappy, whatever, who has come with Venatori mages to defend the Marquess, or the Marquis. The Wardens have concerns about the Venatori using blood magic or their ties to Caribs to influence their mind, but are prepared to follow your orders. We cannot delay for long, as demons in the mountains continue to harass our flanks. Please send your orders. My scouts can find an alternative entrance while Venatori may not have time to affect the Wardens. And the Wardens can hold off the demons for 3 days. We'll have siege equipment to bring the fortress down. We have no choice but to send the Wardens in. They must be prepared to fight whatever the Venatori attempt. Inquisitor, the Marquess has been killed along with Lady Blackspear and her Venatori allies. Thanks to Liliana's scouts, we were able to gain entry into the fortress. Although the Venatori still managed to use their magic against the Wardens to significant effect, the Grey Wardens have taken losses, but their morale remains high, and their loyalty to the Inquisition is undisputed. Inquisitor, our investigations of the last Marquess activities explain her sudden interest in illegal mining. The Marquess has been searching for ancient artifacts. As a secret agent of the Venatori, it is unfortunate that we stopped her, but her mining operation has endangered us nevertheless. Darkspawn have begun to emerge from the mines again. Not just Herlocks, but orcs as well. Our Grey Warden allies insist that the forces must be destroyed utterly, no matter the cost, lest the immeasurable horde of the Darkspawn pour forth from the deep roads to join the brethren. It has been an honor to serve your worship. We await your orders. We have Sapphires who can collapse the tunnels and bring down most of the mountain down on the Darkspawn. We cannot leave the threat to the Wardens. We must acquire reinforcement allies in the area. If we trust Wardens and nothing else, trust them to kill Darkspawn. They know what to do. I do trust them, but I don't want to kill them either. It is my duty to inform you that the Inquisition Force, led by Lieutenant Cossack, along with ally Grey Wardens, fell in battle with the Darkspawn. The mines have been collapsed. Cossack and the Wardens did their duty to the end. And I ended up killing them. I might go back. We'll go ahead and we'll end this here as I go back. Okay, let's try Colin's way. Inquisitor, the mines have been collapsed and the darkspawn in the area are utterly destroyed. For a time, it looked as though we might have to join them. The Grey Wardens fought with unmatched bravery to clear us a path before the entire mountain fell upon us. The surviving Wardens are remaining in the area to continue patrolling for darkspawn. I thank the Maker for giving you the wisdom to spare the Wardens and bring them to our services. While we fought the beast deep in the mines, we uncovered that the Marquess must have been looking for. I've sent it to the Inquisition for safekeeping. May it serve us better than it would have served the treacherous Marquis. Much better. I forgot. Excuse me. Alright, out we go. Oh. Now, we need to do coal. Seriously?
But adamant. I did.
Okay, so I took a look at our recordings. We're quite into this. So we're gonna end the episode here, and then when we come back, we'll finish with Cole. See you guys. Bye.